Hello YouTubers, and welcome to another episode of the Raffleberry Pancake PvP map builds. Today we're going to be talking about my first map, the very first map that when this game first came out I picked it up. This was my first map. To the north there's a lot of stuff that I built, but later on, after I was tired of building stuff, this was my first PvP map, and it is absolutely massive. It's got everything you can think of as far as puzzles and riddles. It's even got a little story mode if you can read hieroglyphics and you can pay attention of what happened. But it's got platformers and all kinds of things like that, and it's got plenty of riddles and all kinds of fun things to do. So let's just jump right into it. Now, as far as it goes, it's very simple. You can take one sword and one stack of gold. According to how many gold points you have by units of 16, you win the game. Of course it shows. It's pretty self-explanatory as far as that goes. Each start has an enchantment table near the beginning. There are three. I'll show you where those are. There's one right over here. I call this the fisherman's start. It's very far away. It's very simple to get to. It's just the same as this one, only it's not the front. I had to make several because we were just some of my friends were trolling and killing each other right at the top. There's the mountain start, which is right over here. So there are three main starts: there's the main gate, the fisherman's hut, and the mountain start. So let's get looking here. This is, of course, Tolech, the ancient city. It's based off of Mayan ruins and Easter Island style ruins as well. Well, there's a lot of things that you're going to see. There's going to be aqueducts, and of course, as always, there's going to be a homemade tree. This was the first homemade tree I ever built. Surely by size, it's the biggest I've built as well. It is, of course, made of oak and a bunch of leaves, of course, and it is absolutely big. And there is a place to play inside as well. You can go in any one of these aqueducts and enjoy it. There's a lot of ruins and stuff like this. Like I said, it's perfect. There are also little brain teasers and puzzles to go into. If you can figure them out, more power to you. You also get lots of rewards for that. Now, there are 3 temples on this entire map. These will give references. There are the Enderman temples. That's why there's always these Enderman statues every so often. There's the Ender Dragon temple. That's what that is. There's the Phoenix temple, which is way over there. And then there's the Time Serpent temple, which is a very, 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 very scaled down version. This is probably the size of one block of the temple, and there's probably like 89 blocks. So, anyway, this is the main quarter, the first part. This is the forest / main population city. And of course you can see there's I promised the old school platformers. This is just one of them. This is of course a volcano called the Caldera, and there's plenty of places to hide and go around. Lots of bridges, lots of roadways. Of course I'm big about that because a lot of times you can get lost. Well, you can just follow these roadways and you're one or once. There's also a quad and all kinds of stuff like that to climb in. Some of these buildings, don't let them deceive you. Some of them can have puzzles inside of them. You don't even notice it but until you step behind a block. So be sure to, as always, keep an eye open. You can also use the aqueducts to get around the city a lot faster. This, of course, is the first quarter. This map is actually quartered into 4 different maps itself. This is the first area. I also built some other stuff underneath. I continued to call what I called map packs to build on. This was the last update I ever did on this map. It's called El Dorado, of course, the City of Gold. This one is this one was a new one, and when I said 4 players, this was, or 4 maps, this was my final map. This would make it a 5th map pack, but I count it as within, since it's so small. But this is a 4 or 5 player map. 5's really pushing it as far as it goes since it's so small. But there are plenty of weapons to carry you through a game, and lots of gold and stuff, and really tried to, keep it, as pleasing as possible as far as that goes. But it looks pretty good. There's lots to see, lots of weapons and cool stuff like that. But yeah, this is El Dorado. This is just one of the few weird places that a lot of people just never see because they just don't ever think. And of course, there are sewer systems, but I'm not going to go into that. They are, however, they are not as detailed as my other sewer system on Homesdale, but they do the job. They wrap around and they go a lot of places, and there's a lot of pitfalls and stuff as always. They're just not as large. They're going to be maybe 1 or 2 blocks wide. So fair warning on that. That is really close quarters combat as far as it goes. That's the definition. But yeah, let's move on. All right. As we go over, we go into the main part of the city, the first gate. I broke that wall down so that everyone could just run around. The first gate is also known as the upper crust part of the city. Ironically, the lower slums are actually right next to it. Yeah, if we just fly over here, you got woods, you've got plenty of places. This, of course, is the palace. Plenty of places to climb, plenty of places to hide. There are also places, secret Easter eggs and puzzles everywhere as well. This is the royal bed chambers and stuff like that. But as far as it goes, it's pretty well. I think it's pretty well made as far as ruins go. Here of course, is one of my storyboards and/or hieroglyphics. You can tell that the Endermen are causing trouble, and the Phoenix and the Snake are here to fight. So that's just one of them, and it's also really good looking. It's a nice place to fight. There's all kinds of good stuff in here. I had a troll on my map the other day, so my bad. This map's pretty nice as far as that goes. I really worked hard to get everything looking good. You got your slums over here, lots of tight corners, lots of hidden places that you'll probably not see in this video because I just don't want to show everything. I don't want to ruin it for everybody either. Yeah, it's a pretty good map that way. A lot of alleyways and cool stuff like that. So this is the first temple. This is the Enderman, the Temple of the Enderman. There's a hieroglyphic of them first meeting and everything like that. This one is the Enderman, the Ender Dragon cage. It's essentially a giant bird cage. As you can tell, something broke out. But right here, I did make an Ender portal, but it didn't work because this is one of the early maps. It doesn't count. So yeah, my bad on that. But this is a parkour central area. Like if you play close attention, this is a parkour guy's wet dream because it's just so difficult to get around and everything. And you got to remember there are also people shooting arrows and fighting you, so it makes it that much harder. I didn't make it impossible because again there's that hazard, so you are going to be a little nervous, or you are also going to be getting shot at. So I didn't want to make it to where you could not make it at all. It's possible. To do, and even if you're running a calm run through, it's still a little challenging. So I made it that way, and I hope you guys enjoy this temple, of course. It's the least detailed, unfortunately, but it's also the second largest. But as you go over here, you just got all kinds of stuff. This is a swampy area. This is, of course, got another large tree over here. And some barracks and a tall building, and it's a really, really good part. It's really wide open, a lot of areas where you could snipe somebody from, a really good hiding place as far as trees go. So that's one of the really good ones too. The next temple is, of course, the Phoenix Temple. I'm not going to show you the insides because they're pretty cool, but some of the mosaics, of course, is the Phoenix Temple. One way, one out, but there is also a secret Easter egg here as well. For those of you who are trying to guess what this is of course the Enderman asteroid, as I call it. They came here on this. This is their ship. You can come in here and explore and fight as well. It's pretty nice. I mean, there's not a lot in here as far as weapons go, but it's still a good place to look around and check out. I don't recommend jumping on these blocks, even though you can parkour on these. It's really dangerous, and you could die. That's just the simple fact about it. Finally, we're going to come to the very last temple. It's also the absolute largest. The funny thing is the inside of this can host an entire PvP game of up to 8 players just in the bottom floor, because I terraformed the basement completely. As you can see, there's a lot of mosaics, lots of symbols on the walls. But yeah. I terraformed all of this down here. This was back when there were only a couple biomes. I didn't put snow back here because it kept melting due to me having to light everything up. But there's plenty of room down here to fight. There's also a large wrapping portico that goes all the way around the temple itself. And so that's really cool. It's all held up by chains and all that crap. It's really rustic, really old, ancient stuff. There's also a maze right here that you can go through. I'm not going to show you how to get through there because it kind of defeats the purpose, but it's a really cool maze as far as it goes as well. This up here is called the Library of Elements, and Of course, you have the snake climbing through here in the fountain and everything. And there's a reason why it's called the Library of Elements, because each one of these corners is a very large maze. Each one of them has puzzles and stuff to unlock staircases and all kinds of stuff like that, so that you can get through safely. And of course, those symbols mean something. These, well, at least it's kind of like Pokemon when they were having the unknown symbols. It's kind of similar. If you can understand what they're saying, you can surely find your way up, very fast. But again, I'm not going to say anything because it'll kind of ruin it for you. But of course, you have the puzzles. This is water, earth, fires right over here, and then of course there's wind. And of course another parkour to get to the top of the temple, unless you have Ender Eyes, which then again you're a dirty rotten cheater. But you make your way up here and you come to the final area, the small coliseum, and you can get some cool stuff out of the chest and make your way down the middle there via the vines. And as you can tell, it is just absolutely huge. This thing sticks out like a sore thumb on the map, actually. And as you can see, it's big. It's got lots of symbols, lots of detail in it. I really worked my tail off on this map itself, as far as it goes there. It's got scorpions and dragon heads, and it's just huge. This map really looks gorgeous at night, I think, because of all the lights and all the symbols and everything like that. But it's really cool, and I really enjoyed making it and all, but I'm glad it was over when it was over. But yeah, this is my first PvP map and one of the largest. This is the PvP map, Tolay, the ancient city. I'm really glad you guys were able to join me in this video, and please like it and subscribe to my videos. Lately I haven't been putting out a lot, but I will be attempting to put out more as soon as possible. You guys take it easy and have a wonderful, wonderful day.